Hi, this is Mia Get Real. This is Tuesday. I was thinking of the day. So change month, so September 5th, right? Yeah. When it's a holiday, I know me and my daughter work, and it's like I work in and out of the house. And I had a business meeting yesterday for one of the nonprofits I volunteer for. Last year they moved it. I found some paperwork, moved the meeting to the following week. I think, I don't know. I should probably put this in my calendar as a volunteer position, but it's the traveling. But, I, I feel like right now. Okay, today's Tuesday. Got a fight and a friend that I had a crush on. This has been I had my diary. This is all it was like junior high for me. Like, oh my god, this guy's cute. He's doesn't live far from me. I want to be friends. Biggest thing is I wanted friends. My second priority was maybe one of these guy friends would turn into dating. Because it's basically like when you're that young, it's like, what if they like I was into hiking and fishing and getting outdoors and playing with dogs and like just like rolling around in the mud. Well, I still play with Barbie's dolls because that's what I got for Christmas. But I dug out my brother's Tonka trucks, the old metal ones with the real string that had a little hook on it, and his GI Joe, and that's what I was on in the basement. And I didn't. I always feel sorry for everything. So my little ponies and my Barbies and my GI Joes, I had to have them all together to make a community. You know, I had my brother's old car, and you go like this, and it's like a car elevator, and a parking ramp, parking garage. You put the car in there. I don't have it. My kids all dig her house. Like, oh my god, this thing is like so vintage. It was my brother's, and he was born a lot earlier than me in the 60s. I was born in the 70s. I I have one. Do I? No, shoot, I don't have it. No, I do. I have one. Where is it? I have a. It's got a chalkboard on it. It's awesome. Out of school, the one-room schoolhouse. That's what I have. It has a bell on top. Where is it? God, tell me it's not buried under here. I think it's in that closet. I have the toys. We're gonna get it in a minute. Um, So my higher power is telling me that I see this guy's car. After he like broke it off of me, I wasn't even going out with him. I see this guy's car parked aggressively next to mine, and after I saw him upstairs on the roof parking lot, is the farthest place to park from the store. After I saw him and said hi to him once a couple months ago, I've never seen him up there. Not that I was looking too hard. I don't really. I mean, there's so much traffic here. Like, pay attention to not getting run over. And I was always pushing carts back because people were parking their cart on my car and this stupid stuff. I'm like, why can't you just put it in the cart corral? With one store didn't have a cart corral for like 10 years. And they changed ownership, they got a cart corral. And I was like, maybe they're cheapskates like me. But I was like, I would lock my car out and take the stuff all the way back into the store and go back out. I mean, unless you're in a hurry and they ask if you want help, and you're like, okay, yeah. Because then that worker would take the cart back in. I just can't stand. I understand some people use the cart as a walker, so it's really hard for them to take the cart far away and come back to their car. But I think a lot of people like that can use scooters and have their own canes and stuff. But whatever, I don't know the situation. Um, I just don't. I don't want my car having a cart ram across the parking lot and make a huge dent in the side and tearing off the paint, breaking my lights. Or why would I do something that would cause harm to someone else's car? That's just my opinion. God tells me to get on this computer right now. And Sunday. Is it Sunday or was it Sunday? It keeps getting, like, my YouTube video keeps getting me, my thumbnail as the worst freaking thumbnail. It'd be like the one where you happen to, like, be scratching your nose or something ridiculous. I sold something else while I was gone in the parking lot, and so I had to get this ready. and I got so many emails in my spam that I'm now getting my spam and my regular email address, my regular email folder mixed up. Let me just move this because I sent in my. God, there was this Miracle Girl inside, and it had mites crawling on it. I had those coming in with kitchen, and I was like, oh my god, I'm scared they're gonna bite me. It's like dirt. Dirt's dirty. And I was like, oh my god. And I went outside. The little Miracle Girls, 8 quarts or whatever, 8 liters, I don't know, cubic liters, whatever the translation, $4.99. 16, $7.99. So basically, if you got 2 little ones, it'd be $10. So you basically save like $2 on 2 cents. Let's say $2. I'm confused. I go outside. I'm like, I can't get dirt. I'm like, dude, you gotta get the stuff for video game. You gotta get the stuff for your kids. You gotta get night lights. Oh my god. I don't have money. I'm in debt. So I go and I buy 32 cubic liters or whatever, or quarts or whatever. I don't know what it's. And 32. And you have to watch that because sometimes they'll say, like water, they'll be like under ounces, but then they'll have a bigger one under quarts or gallon. And you're like, oh god, the translation of what's a better deal. Sometimes the little ones actually are a better deal. If you can figure out the math. I'm going to do that on purpose. You automatically think a bigger container is going to be cheaper, but the container itself is expensive to make, to hold that much fluid. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. God, that sucks. Don't you hear that noise? I gotta be careful because it's not butters. 32 cubic liters or whatever for $9.99. So basically, I paid $2 more to get twice as much. I think it would have been. I guess, yeah, it's always $2 more. I guess it would only be $4 more. It's not too bad. $10 for 32. And 8. No. I knew it was 8, 16, 32. So 8 to 32 would be times 4. 5, 10, 15, 20, yeah. So basically, the big one is half the price per unit. The little one. So I parked and I went to move my car, and this person went to take a break at the same time I was going to my car. And somebody stopped me to tell me how pretty my earrings are. They asked me questions about myself, and they said I was really cool, cooler than they already thought I was. I don't know. 2 days later, I'm like, was I flirting? I'm like, oh, I should find out. And be like, hey, you're cute. You want to hang out? I should just do that every time. And then I don't want people to be afraid. It's me. Because I find a lot of people that do that are married. So I see this car aggressively parked next to mine, and I look around, and the whole parking lot is like empty. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? And I go back in, and I go back to leave, and then I got somebody stopped me, and I saw him driving by the same car, same bumper sticker. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, my mind automatically says, this is a coincidence. Guys don't pay attention to stuff like what kind of car, what kind of shoes. Like, dudes don't facial recognition. Like, I'm like, there's no way. I saw him. And there's another person who has that same car that works there. There's a gray one and another white one like mine. It's a little bit newer. There's a same Jordan on it. Like, somebody, Jordan knew. His name is Indian me. I'm sorry. Sucks. You have that. And then you have the shade where I parked. Alright, a lot of people want to park there because it's shade and it's 100 degrees. Although you can park downstairs. So I'm sitting here saying, it is a coincidence. Don't get excited. Don't think now that this guy was a jerk to me, I'm not talking to him, and now he's gonna, like, go, like the Miss Piggy thing. And you're like, Then they come at you. Oh, come on now. It's like, okay, you didn't give me time of day for 12 months. And now you kick me to the curb, and I'm like, alright, I will. Now I really take the hint. I was thinking that it's your personality that doesn't like me, and everyone says you don't like me, and I only agree with God. So as soon as I saw the way the car was parked, like the direction it was facing, kind of aggressive, I was like, Fatal Attraction came to mind. I don't know what the movie, I think there's one with Jodie Foster or something like that. I'm sorry, I don't remember anything about movies right now. I'm not even sure I saw it. That name is a very easy name to memorize. So God tells me, be careful, because there's gonna be some stuff happening because you're mispaying it, and that makes you angry. So yeah, but spoiler alert: 1987 drama. A married man's one-night stand comes back to haunt him when that lover begins to stalk him and his family. So, well, that gives it all away. Michael Douglas married his wife Anne Archer after casualting with a sultry book under named Alex Glenn Close. So it's Glenn Close, sorry. However, I just wondered. I'm gonna watch that movie. I'm gonna get it from the library right now. I could just read the Wikipedia version. I read a Wikipedia version once. It wasn't. Right. Okay. I'm gonna give you, finally, the source. www.urbandictionary.com/define, etc. Okay, so I basically typed in Fatal Attraction on urbandictionary.com. Their top definition. So I think some of this is coming from a movie down at the bottom. Fatal attraction basically goes beyond normal attraction for someone. These are their words. It gets to the point where a person may become morbidly infatuated with their love interest to the point where they get unhealthy and dangerous. If you find this grossed me out, I skimmed it. If you find yourself boiling rabbits, you may have a problem. See the movie Fatal Attraction. If you have fantasies of making that special someone yours, envisioning raping them, you have issues. If you have contemplated, this is intense. If you have contemplated on killing those who will get in the way of your happiness, and want to get rid of the competition, that is fatal attraction. If you are stalking your prey when they reject you, that's fatal attraction. At this point, you're probably beyond help. The bus is here already? Oh my god. The buses are here already. So much for I got like a 15-minute break from the school kids. At this point, you are probably, it's just spelled weird, probably. That's how I say it when my mouth is full. It's called probably beyond help, and chances are you will be slammed with a restraining order. But of course, that won't stop you because you're crazy in love and just plain crazy. Then there's a treating that someone dirty, rejecting spurning that someone. Doesn't make sense. There's a 96 thin line between love and hate, the Black Fatal Attraction, Martin Lawrence and Lynn Whitfield. This blank is crazy. She's liable to go fatal attraction on your butt, on your blank. So, I felt my higher power saying, be careful, because sometimes you're nice to people and they like the attention and then they kick you like you're relatives, they kick you to the curb and say they're never going to talk to you again, or don't talk to me anymore because you're immature, or you're ugly, or this. And then you say, okay, and you feel a little guilty because you're trying to be friendly with them. You're not trying to get anything from them. And you end up nominated for 6 Oscars. Well, there's a book. I wonder if this is the book. That was from the movie. I don't know. Alright, spoiler alert. I can't watch this with the kids. There's something about rabbits. I might have to cover my eyes. So, if I'm the one that likes this person, I'm the one who tried to be like, hey, you want to hang out? Hey, you want to, why am I the one who has this term coming to mind from Sunday, Monday, was Saturday? I think it was Saturday. It was Saturday. No, actually it was, I don't know. Saturday? So the week before on Sunday, so not this week, Labor Day Sunday, but the week before is when he's like, basically, I'm not going to call you, I'm not going to talk to you, I'm going to hang out with you. He didn't say talk, I added that one. Oh my god, everything over here is covered with ashes. That's the next day, Saturday. I didn't do anything Friday, I just hid. Saturday, shouted my name down the aisle, or where he would never come visit. He's saying my name, which he never used before, and then the next day he parks my car, and I think he tried to get my attention when I was leaving for the day, and then I, literally, like, had that come to mind, like, God, why are you saying that? It's a coincidence. I am not friends with this guy. He doesn't like me. It's obvious. Everybody said it was obvious. All the humans said it was obvious. And I said, let it go. During prayer meditation this morning, God says, oh, by the way, you have great accountability with this lady to say, I'm going to be accountable. And God says, hey, if I say get in the car and bring him a pizza for lunch, then do it. If I say text him and talk, ask him and talk, then, so it's basically the real time, and despite being accountable to someone who's sworn off men, I've learned that this demographic has been married, divorced, married, divorced, married, divorced many times in their life, and they spent most of their life with men, and it's the first time they're alone, an older age, 70, 80 plus. There doesn't mean they're going to stay like that, but they've spent the majority of their adult years living with a man, sharing expenses, working, going out on dates, and then something happened. Well, I gotta get my daughter to do this thing. So I'm making this video because it feels like my bolt, movie bolt line, put a pin in it. It was just like that guy was the bad guy, right? But it was like, just end it, just stop. But I felt like God saying, watch your back. And the day before that car thing happened, the night before, God's like, be careful, there's going to be, physical, don't let yourself get backed in a corner, there's going to be, potentially them, holding you, my mind's like, excuse me, that would be flattering. While they're starting to Oh my god. They're starting to freaking warn people. Troutdale, so 257th. I used to take that exit north of Stark. Our old church was on 215th and Stark, and I told you earlier I take the Troutdale exit. And then there's Fairview. So they have Corbett. They have Warrendale, Dutchin, Larch Mountain, Torrell, Bridalveil, Corbett, Springdale, and they had East Corbett go. Corbett, Springdale, level 2, so be set means pack your car and get it pointed outwards. And then they have Troutdale, east of 257th and North Stark, west of the Sandy River. Level 1, get ready. That means you got to start packing your crap and see if they tell you to put it in your car and leave. But I saw level 1 for 3 a.m. and then at 7 a.m. it jumped from a level 1 evacuation preparation to get out now, which is a go. In 3 hours, I don't know how to add 4 hours. I think it was 3 or 4 a.m. and then the 7 a.m. they updated it. So they didn't give, like, they're gonna say level 1. They're saying for evacuation for fire. Watch the news. Wait and listen. Level 2. Park your car. Load it up. Put your shoes on, basically your coat, and your pets are already in there, and you leave when they tell you to leave. And then level 3 is leave now. I can't believe Troutdale is evacuating. So east of 257th, when I went to church, I would take the 207, the Fairview exit on Highway 84, which is like the beginning part of the gorge, into Columbia River Gorge. And that would be, it would start around 207, but once you up and curved around, I don't know if it was on, you end up on, some of you end up on 223rd, so you have to backtrack. And then you take the exit before the old church, which was on Stark, which was 181. They put a red light camera at 207. So I started taking 181. And you go past the Mexican stores with the Western Union or whatever MoneyGram thing. Party stores and tacos and stuff. Do not drive there. People asking how to help the situation. The calls from communities asking how they can help. If you feel need to assist, donate to the Red Cross. Do not deliver any supplies to the sheriff or any other first responder stage of location. Well, that's sad. I don't have the receipts. They probably people want to donate food, probably. So the emergency reports. So it is 1:34. I'm on the west coast. So no fires in Clark County. That's Vancouver, Washington. But they have the visible smoke in Washougal, East County, Skamania. That's all in Washington State, which is the opposite side of the gorge. The school kids from my neighborhood are already home. And it's the only one. They usually get home like 4 or a ridiculous time like that. So Vancouver is got all outdoor activities have been moved inside or canceled. And that's Vancouver, Washington. Washougal is, who knows. Doesn't matter. My kid's like, why are you bothering? Why are you worried about something that you can't do anything about? So all this stuff is closed for now, for today. I mean, yeah, nothing is listed for Wednesday. My car is covered with ash. I pulled into my parking spot and it's got a sidewalk and stuff around it. And when I backed up, all this big cloud of ash just popped up. I walked from my car not close to the door of the Fred Meyer, and then I went back outside to get dirt, and I was like, oh my god, this is so bad. And I talked to the lady at the post. I was like, yeah, I'm fine. except I'm saying I'm fine because my house isn't burning down. But I saw the guinea pigs. Oh my god, this fire is freaky, dude. I hadn't seen a picture of this. Oh my god. It's just a red thing. I think that's what was reflecting though. This guy's wearing a gas mask. But he doesn't have the thing. The connectors. Maybe it's not supposed to have them. Yeah, I can't do anything about it. I can't believe it went to Washington State. Supposedly this was started by fireworks. Illegal fireworks. Not even regular fireworks. Threatened sequoias. This is a wildfire in the west threatening large sequoias in California. I don't know which fire that is. So, comparisons to St. Helens. Well, I see a picture from St. Helens. Everything is like a white cloud. That's not that bad. On this side, I don't know. I haven't seen any pictures on the east side. I heard it's up to an inch of ash as of this morning on the... I am assuming the east side because I'm living on the west side. So this is St. Helens. We used to have the National Geographic Save Them All. I had that copy of St. Helens, but I didn't really think about it for a long time until news stories would come up and people would compare the weather. So basically, when I was, my daughter was in one of the K1 or 2 second grade, she had, St. Helens was gurgling, and they sent home notices about keeping your kids safe because you shouldn't breathe and all that. And they said the evacuation procedure and how we're going to handle this and how we're going to keep an eye on this. And they sent home some paperwork. And I was scared because it was me and my kids before I got separated from my husband at the time. Or we were together like 24/7 for 4 years. And then my daughter was 4. She went to preschool, so she was gone for a couple of, like 4 hours a day. And that was right before kindergarten. So kindergarten was like all day. So it's ash hang in the air downtown Portland, limiting visibility and raising health concerns. So these people had 5 inches of, Spokane had 5 inches of ash from St. Helens. I went outside today after either the middle of the store or afterwards. My eyes were burning so bad. I was like, this is really a problem. Like, I'm not very happy. I was like, I'm not happy. There's a pile up on the windshield. There's a lot of ash. So I'm going to pause this video and watch this time lapse. You just feel like when you get kicked to the curb by people in your life, you feel like you're just garbage. Like, you don't have to feel like garbage, but to them you feel like they balled you up like a napkin and threw you away, and they don't think about you. They're going out their life. Hi, how are you? And celebrating Christmas and stuff. And they don't give a second thought to what they disconnected with. So my mind wants to tell you this because, well, I mean, I felt during prayer meditation today and yesterday to keep you posted as I have for the rest of this whole scenario that was playing out in a weird way. And I can't tell you much. It's freaking, it's like hazy over there. I can see a little bit of sun diffused shining on my house. It's really frightening, actually. And then I got ashes all the way. I'll show you this Chinese cleaner. This is not close to the window. I mean, yeah, it's alright. It's like, the open window is about a yard and a half away. Or it's not open anymore. And I had the blinds shut, a fan pointing out because it was 90-something degrees in here. And then I had an air filter I put right next to the fan so that any air coming in would be filtered. Or I was looking for a new filter. Like, I probably killed that filter by now. I was reading this thing for the air filters, and one that costs $26 says change every 12 months. And the cheaper one said change every 3 or 4 months. I think 4 months. I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, I didn't know that one was designed for 12 months. And I'm sitting here freaking out. When the light comes on, they try to trigger you to say that your filter is dirty. The original air filters I got had said, when this is black, get rid of it. Like, it starts out white when it's black. Like, if it's gray, dusted gray, dark gray, it's okay. But when it's black, get rid of it. So that went out there. But I know it's a good reminder so you don't go like 3 years. But it's also like, it's like got a timer on it. So you don't know. Like, if you vacuum, like say I used the rainbow vacuum cleaner, I had like 6 air filters in my house. And will it go off the same as if I was like a heavy smoker with a lot of cat dander? I feel like, what is that? I'm kind of changing the subject, talking about air filters, partly because I'm looking at this picture of ash cloud, and I feel like I can't breathe right now. I'm kind of beating around the bush again, because I felt like this was over. I felt like this is concluded. I felt like get back to work, run your business, take care of your house and home and kids and your own health. And I didn't think that I said, what do people do? I was trying to think of an analogy of a puppy. Like, oh, it's the puppy I want. And the kid runs up and hugs his puppy, and the puppy pees all over it. No, it's not your kid. And then you go next to, oh, that's the puppy. Like, I feel like it's just like, okay, we said no. Door number 1. What about door number 2? Okay, let's open door number 2. Oh, is it a good one or the bad? Is it a donkey? Do you want a donkey? Maybe you do want a donkey. What's behind door number 3? Like, you just, like, try to find what is compatible with you and your family, and with what your higher power wants. So, I'm sharing this video because it was really hard to think about how much, like, of my life is like friendless, and there will be 1 or 2 or 3 people that I could potentially call or text, and they may or may not respond. But that's a kind of superficial. There's not a lot of good connections, and because there's been so many falling outs, I think what it is I've been attracted to toxic people, and when the stuff hits the fan, I'm out, Skio. I'm done. This guy, my friend's like, oh, okay, I don't want to talk about it, but this guy was like, he had glasses, he's kind of bougie, he had been up, he was really proud that he lived in Lake Oswego. I know a lot of people that live in Lake Oswego, I don't care, I live 4 miles from there. Big whoop-de-doo. I live in the projects. And because I live that close to fancy neighborhoods, I live in a fancy project. But I'm still poor. I'm educated, but poor. But he was really proud of his, his address. Like, I could be a millionaire living in a trailer park and have good neighbors, and I'll tell you, I'm really happy that I live in a trailer park. Like for me, it doesn't matter. But somebody said cherry picking. Like, what the heck are you talking about? She says cherry picking, blah blah blah, and I'm like, oh god. And I went outside, and she was, oh, meet my friend, blah blah blah. And I'm thinking she's known this guy for months, the way she's talking. And he leaves something in the building and gets locked, and we're all stuck talking. And I said, well, I could. He got my number because we were going to talk about kale chips or something ridiculous like that. And he ends up saying, are you going to be near that place? Because I got to work. And it was like one of my days I didn't have to work, or I didn't volunteer at the hospital. I think it was a Tuesday. I'm pretty sure it was a Tuesday. And he's like, because that's when he was trying to go to the meeting. And he was like, can you get my thing? And I was going to go, it was a Thursday. I was going to go to a meeting where Summer Fling Guy was, where he had attended. And that one was at 7:30. And this guy's like, I looked in the schedule, there's a 5:30 meeting to open the door at that time. I said, yeah, I'll get there early, I'll get your cup. So I was at my friend's, and she was, I say Tualatin, but she was in a Portland border. The address was Portland, so I was like Portland, Tualatin. And I end up hanging out with her, maybe doing Bible study or chit-chatting. And we end up at, I say, oh my god, it's almost 5:30, it's almost 5 or whatever. I want to get there early because I don't want people sitting around, and I'm going to dig underneath all the chairs looking for this guy's cup. And I had to take these back roads from like Portland, Tualatin to Lake Oswego, and it was a really pretty drive. I had to use the GPS, and I got there in time. The guy opens the meeting, and I had several times this blonde lady it was like a volunteer firefighter. They're like, what are you doing here? Oh my god, you can't park here. And it's like 20, 30 minutes for the meeting. I'm like, I'm here for the meeting. Like, you're there at that building. It's like going to a grocery store. This is for customers only. And they say, you can't park here. And you're like, so I gotta park way across the street so I can go to your grocery store. Like, they just try to think, well, you think I'm gonna just like hop on the bus? Guess what? There's no bus around here, lady. It's like, I know, because there's people with Dewey's. And they can't ride the bus there. They take an Uber. But it's like, the same blonde lady, you can't park here. I'm like, why? I'm at a meeting. Or she's like, you gotta move your car. I'm like, I just left a meeting. I'm moving my car. Like, I'm like, I brought it up. I was going to say something to someone who was having a business meeting. I was like, this lady is, I think it's because I'm black. I think this lady never treats anybody else who are all white, rich white people or wannabes. I swear, not one of them. My friend was with me, and my friend was apologizing, but I was like, I swear. I brought it up with one of the home group members. I think they're like, what? That's weird. But I'm not going to leave my car. Like, a lot of times I don't even park in the parking lot. I park across the street. And then I go to the store to buy something because then I'm parking. Well, it's like a huge complex parking lot, but it's also Anchor's Dupans. So, anyways, I might go out there tomorrow. I sure would like if I got him some blueberries, although they do sell them at other stores. Anyways, long story short, it's a pain in the butt. It's a lot easier if you can park at the meeting house because then you don't have to walk across the street during rush hour, which gets pretty bad. You gotta like jaywalk across the street. There's people coming in and out of the Zupan because there's a French restaurant there and a Starbucks, or people are going both directions and you gotta kind of jaywalk. And then if you park at the complex or at the meeting place, then you go early. It's 6:50 in the morning. You're turning a left turn. There's no cars. There's a couple cars, but there's not like rush hour traffic. And then when you leave, you do a right turn, and there's a red light or a street light down the street. So even if it's crowded, you wait till the red light and you get to go. And then you turn right, which makes it easy for you to get left turning lane. And if you park at the grocery store, you're doing a left turn. First, you're crossing the street with all that traffic and people coming in and out, which almost makes it more of an intersection without a street light than just a traffic like this. And then you have to turn left to get out. It's so annoying, but I usually, because of that lady, I say, screw it, I will take a chance and walk across the street. You have to stand here for 20 minutes and wait for the cars to stop. Or walk to the end of the road to the light and backtrack, which is also a possibility. And some people, they park in different complexes because they're not really open at 7:30 when the meetings are over, which that's a good idea too. Especially, I like doing that on Sundays. So I met this guy and I thought it was my friend's friend, and so I give him my number because we're talking about kale. And then she goes, "Oh, what's up with that guy?" I go, "What guy?" I go, "Wasn't that your friend?" She goes, "No, I just met him." I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, I gave this guy my phone number, and I'm like freaking out, thinking stranger danger, when I think it's my friend's friend, and she was just trying to be nice and having friendships in the groups. And this guy texted me this, "Nice to meet you, smiley face, this," and then I never heard. And then he's like, "Oh, by the way, can you get my cup?" And I was like, "What a brat." And then I was like, but I know those cups. I had a lot of empathy. I'm like, those cups, like the simple ones that aren't glass, are like $30. I was like, that's probably like a $49 cup. Um, I was like, I don't want to be responsible for freaking cup. Can you just go back? Like, it's gonna be all rotten, or someone's gonna steal it. And I felt empathetic, so I was like, I'll get it ASAP. As soon as that door opens, I'll be there. And the lady yells at me, and I go in and get it. Sit for the meeting. It was a good meeting. Thursday meeting. It was small. It was good. There was a dog. And it was weird. Someone brought their dog, and someone else's dog just died. And it was supposedly his wife's dog that he hated, and then the dog died, and he freaked out and cried and cried and cried. This old guy. And someone brought the dog. And then, yeah, I would cry. I'd cry for him, probably did. I think I prayed a lot because people had their dogs, and my friend had to get rid of 2 dogs that were a couple, male, female. They were a pair, bonded pair. They had to separate them out. Oh, God. But if they can get a good home and some space to run and be well treated separately, it's sad, but it's better than, I don't know, death. I don't know. And then this guy's like, "Thank you for being, for my cup." I met him up the corner. He goes, "I'll go wherever you want." I was like, "Oh," it's like, "After work, I'll meet you wherever you want." So I drove up to the corner and left, and he had like a cute little car. And I prayed for this guy. He goes, "Oh, you want to hang out sometime?" He goes, "I'm not spontaneous. I like to plan my life." He goes, "You want to have tea?" And this is right after that Nick guy dumped me. And I was like, "Oh, yeah. Like, wow, I'm on a roll." And this other guy who didn't have a phone was like, "You're fun. You're nice. I want to buy you coffee and bread." I was like, I don't drink coffee. I don't eat bread. But yeah, I'll hang out at a coffee shop in the West Side in the Pearl District. Yeah. And I'll get like a bottle of water or something. And he's like, "I'm gonna call, but don't call back because I have to borrow somebody's phone and all this." And I got a couple of phone calls from this dude, but I don't know. I waited, asked, said something to him because he was from the Northwest or the Midwest. And I was like, "Dude, you remind me of home. I wanted to come introduce myself." And he said, "You're nice." And I was just like, I couldn't make friends with women in the meeting for the past 12 years. Last year it was 12 years. So I said, "Well, I would like to be." Everyone always talks about how they hang out and go to Starbucks, men and women. Women would be like, "Oh, this guy prayed for me all the time in Starbucks." Even if they're already married to someone, they'll be with this other guy. So it's not a program of isolation, unless you're me, and then you don't choose isolation. And then you end up having this guy. I didn't want to meet him at my house because I lived in Rose. Drive up there, give him his cup, like, "Hurry up and get rid of it. Don't move fast because you don't want to drop it." And he's like, "Yeah, let's make plans." And then he makes plans like a Monday night or something at this place. I actually parked the wrong place. I was like 5 minutes late. He was a really punctual person, so I think he didn't like that. And then he's like talking to me, but the whole time, even when I got there, he's like, "Oh, I was waiting for you guys to take this table," and he's like, "I'll go in and get my tea, then you go," or something. I was like, "This is not a date." And then he was on the phone a lot with his brother. He's like, "Oh, my brother's from New Jersey. I gotta text him. I never talked to him." He's on the phone with his brother, and I was like, "This is really awkward." And I refused to pull my phone out. And I just like look around because it was in a really fancy neighborhood. It was like a lot. I like to say the word fancy. When you enter the fancy neighborhoods, you have traffic circles and you have quiet traffic and you have these buildings that are wood on the outside, not just like cement or brick. Like everything is wooden, like you're at the beach or something. But then everything is wooded and has a lot of bushes and shrubs and like a nice amount, like you're in some kind of garden. I was gonna say Chinese garden, but I've never been to Chinese gardens or Japanese gardens, so I don't know what that's like. And this guy was like really distracted with his phone and his brother, and he asked me some questions, and then he's like, "Well, I want you to help my girlfriend I just broke up with." He's like, "I'm like 40 something, she's 20, and she needs someone like you." He's like, "She's black," and I was like, "Oh my god." And this guy has like curly hair, and it's dark, and he has blue eyes, and my friend goes, "These ladies, she's an older lady, she knows stuff. This other lady was a hairdresser, and the lady who was older goes, man, that guy dyes his hair dark." And he was like, supposedly hardcore Christian hippie. He used to live in a commune. He's like, "Wow, it's kind of nice being back in the city, being here and going to school and working at this place. I'm going to get promoted. My boss is already starting to train me and at some restaurant, probably some bougie place." He's like, "That's where I met my girlfriend." And I was like, "Girlfriend?" And I go, "Oh, can you tell your ex to call my cell phone, not the number on my card?" He's like, "Do you have a business card I can give my friend?" I was like, "Well, tell your ex." And he goes, "Ah, it's such an ugly word. Ex, like, can you just call her my former girlfriend?" And I'm sure this guy is having sex with this young lady. Because this guy is creepy. I was just like, "I'm sorry." He was just too, like, being a hardcore Christian hippie. And my friend says, "Dude, that guy is a blonde. He dyes his hair dark. Like, dark brown, not black, but pretty doggone close." And she goes, "I noticed his eyebrows." So the whole time, like all week, it took a week for us because he was like really like didn't want to do anything spontaneous, and it was all about his girlfriend. Trying to, because I'm black, it's like, "Oh, you're a good person in the community. She could use your help, and you can help her with this and this." And so basically, he was interviewing me to see if I would be a good match for her, and it was really awkward, and it was good to get out though, and he wanted to do Bible study. There's two guys that I know from that group that want to do Bible study, and my friend was supposed to be doing it, and I was hoping because of stranger danger that her and I can meet with these guys individually, like with one or both of them at a place in the public, and not have to like do something awkward or be alone or go to somebody's house. Like, I don't know, like, because I'm a tomboy, I'm kind of like, "Oh, hey, let's hang with the guys, you know." But then I get like, "Oh, this guy is really cute. Oh my god, his eyes are dreamy." Like, I do fall for guys easily, but I never like date or go out with anyone because they're not ever interested. So far, they've never been interested in me, but I still have that. So I still have that tomboy. Like, I like how these guys think. I like how this guy's chill. I like how this guy builds houses, and sometimes he has pants with paint on it. Like, that's cool. Like, and then I don't, if they think, "Oh, she's a doctor, oh my god, she's like clean cut," like, dude, I make no money. That's why I work as a vendor. It's like, "You want to buy some tape?" I make more money selling you this roll of tape with a dull blade than I would as a doctor, and I hope that changes too. And I promised myself when I see this guy, I'm not going to look at his eyebrows. These ladies are like, that guy's hair is dyed. It's too dark. He should do a lighter color. It's people's hair and skin color change. Like these ladies were like really technical, and I was just like, I don't care if you're a man and you dye your hair purple, black, green, silver, all of the above. Are you shaving or you have hair plugs? Like I don't care. That's who you want to be. I have these fake pigtails. Like I don't care. Like, why is it so socially acceptable for the woman to dye their hair all these colors that don't look natural? But for the man, it's like, everyone's like, a lot of people let me dye their hair. But my hair, when I changed my diet and did some other stuff, it went from gray back to black. So I have gray here and black here. Not all of my hair, but a lot of it is um, Chinese herb, gray to black. I feel like I'm like having female problems. I'm like, dude, I feel like pre-labor, like I feel like I gotta go to bed. Like I felt like that yesterday night. I just don't feel good. I feel like I could just pass out on the floor right now. I don't even care if there's mess on the floor. I do care, but I'm too tired to want to deal with it. And then he got my card and it's like, oh, this is long enough. I wasted my whole afternoon. I was like, great, you wasted it by talking to me for an hour or 58 minutes. He opens up his wallet to put my card in there, and I see his driver's license picture, and he doesn't have glasses, but I don't think he does. He has really big eyes compared to what he had then, and really big blonde hair. And I was like, don't look at his eye. Like, if I would have dated this person, or they would have called me after that, I just feel like really shallow and really like. Right now, I feel like what a jerk. Waste my time so he could interview me to see if I'd be compatible with his girlfriend. Like, this is not cool. This is not cool. It's like, do I have mentor put on my forehead? Like, we'll mentor 20-year-olds that are dating 40-something-year-old dudes that aren't interested in me. And you see that online. These dudes are like, we're not interested in women our age. They're not attracted to us. And so, women my age were saying, we can't date people our age. And younger guys are hitting on us. And we're like, that's like cradle robbing. Is that even socially acceptable? No, it's not. But is it illegal? If it's not illegal, then fine. Who cares? Follow God's will. And I'm pretty sure I looked at his eyebrows at that point in time. But I was like so mad. Because I think, oh, I got kicked to the curb by this other guy. And now God has got me like, what is this? Now God has got me. Food RX. What is this? Can I get free food for this? I'm so cocky right now. But I have the one thing that I tried to justify being okay with being single is that oh, God, I have such bad cramps right now. I really want to open my window. I want to burn this incense as a symbol of my commitment to my higher power. I really wanted to justify my so-called unattractiveness. To say, maybe it's really embarrassing to tell you what I hear if you prayer and meditation, but I don't have a friend or if I had spiritual advisors, the ones I know, are like, yeah, I'm right, shut up. I I'm gonna start crying. Oh my God. I tried to justify. I felt like God last year kept saying, look up the Venus. look up the Venus, and I finally looked her up and how she was kind of sexy, and all these posters were made about her, and who was her boyfriend or boyfriends, or she's like the sex symbol, but she had a purpose. I don't remember what it was, maybe just sex. God just kept telling me last summer, and the world is nuts. There's a lot of really mean people, and there's people that are bold and beautiful, and people, you see people at meetings, you'll see guys go to these women they never met that are white, and they have that grandma look, and these guys would be like, oh, this happened, like, they're telling, like, this 18-year-old to, like, tell me a life story. I'm like, I've known this guy for a year and a half. Oh my god, what's that happening right now? Like, this guy hasn't even said hi to me. I'm like, I'm not that. Okay, okay, sonny boy. You have a good night, young man. Like, oh, by the way, can you help me carry my bag to my car? Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. Like, so, people get that, like, vibe, right? And it's like, there's a lot of evil in the world. And sometimes, I told you, like, every time I read the news, there's, like, a suicide. Someone's jumped from the parking structure downtown a building. They jumped last time, a day or two ago, from a construction site building downtown Northwest, I believe. A couple of times a week, just the weekend, there's jumps from the bridges downtown. People either found broken bones, dead, alive, whatever, or they disappear and someone finds them upstream, downstream, whatever stream. I guess downstream, huh? Or in some kind of where stuff gets stuck, you know. Leaves get stuck and someone's fishing because the fish like it there. Because, you know, baby animals live in that kind of seaweedy stuff, and then they have something to eat, right? Or some algae or something, I don't know. I'm not a fish, but I used to live on the lake. I kind of watched them. I kind of watched them. Me and my daughter, we don't like fish. She's scared of fish, and both of us are itching to go fishing. My friends in the meetings, these guys, they love fishing. A lot of people out here are retired. They love fishing and enjoy their life and time off, and they get away from the house and get out in nature. And they're probably chill and relax. Like, that would be, like, cut the price of cancer treatment in half and go, like, get a house where you don't have to have inspections. Get a boat, get a land cabin, a fishing, hunting cabin out in the woods. Even if it's 15,000, somewhere far away, or take a 4-wheel drive vehicle, and do all this with the half price of one cancer treatment. And imagine how grounded and how mentally stable and how relaxed and how you would have land to pass to your family. Like, the money of some diseases, even when people switch to type 2 diabetes, some of that stress-related disease, how could it be prevented by having stress reduction activities from day one, from pre-birth to old age? But who's going to do a study? Not a lot of people are going to make a lot of money, and, like, it's not a pill, it's not a surgery, it's not a chemo treatment, it's not like all the stuff insurance can pay a buttload of money for. But I think when I think about how grounded these people are and how relaxed they are, I think it's a legit thing to look into, and that's how I grew up. And the people that relaxed and fished and boated and went to Florida for the South, they lived a long life, and they had their grandkids, and they were peaceful people. They were not abusive like my relatives. And I didn't know them personally, but you still get a vibe. You still get a look in the eye, a twinkle in the eye that you don't see with evil people unless they're deceitfully evil. Then they have a different type of look, which is like a demonic type look. Even it gets your attention, but it's also almost like a trap. It's like the soul searching. They can search your soul when you make eye contact. Some people, I feel God says, don't even look at that person. Like, oh, I want to see someone wearing a dress. Nope. Look straight ahead. Look at the ground. Do anything else. So, right now, I'm like, I wish sometimes that I wish sometimes I could just say, me and Anna don't work Thursday and Friday. Let's go to a cabin. We both want to fish. Grandma was the fisherwoman in my family. I don't know of any men that fish. I fish all the time. I didn't catch anything unless I use my bare hands. I was the fisherwoman. My generation now, my daughter, she hates fish. She's terrified of aquatic life. And she just said a couple days ago that she wants to go fishing. And I was like, thinking of these guys that I know out here near Tigard in Southwest Portland. They always going out fishing. Fishing. Getting out in nature. They love it. Sober. Living sober. Enjoying life on life's terms, and having the means to do this stuff. And what I think in my mind is, they had the money, they had the house, they probably paid their house off. They probably only paid for $300-400. I know people with 3,000 square foot houses, $300 a month mortgage, okay? Out in the West Hills, West Side here. They bought years ago, not now. They didn't buy 5 years ago, they didn't buy now. They bought back then. Got a job, were married. They were white people though, so they could actually, I could have bought the house for twice that, a few years ago. But now those dreams are, like, you literally would have to buy a house that burned down, which I almost bought once. But it's still going to be $200 just for the million, 200,000 or 200,000 if it's like barely enough room to park a car on. like you have like a shack that you, a size house that you could build a mini house and you park in the street kind of lot. I might be able to afford, and I'd be willing to do that just so I could but dig a garden. I I was gonna ask her if she wanted to go, and within 24 hours she already asked me. She said I want to go fishing. She didn't even know why she said that. But I think it would do us both some good to get grounded, sit out there, make some sandwiches, make a salad, sit out there with our poles and wait. And if we catch anything, guess what, DJ? Your dinner's here. You probably just. I read a story. I can't remember what it was. No, it was somebody in town. This is all I can tell you. The person, the woman of the family, did the hunting. I think the man did the cooking. And it was like really old people. And I read it. I used to pretend a couple of years ago that I was working my clinic and traveling to do births, and that I had a baby. And at first, I took the baby with me because I had a nurse, and then the guy had a job on a computer at home in the office. We basically had all this land and horses and kids, my kids, the teenage kids, the big kids, the pets, the animals, and the new baby, or twin babies, or two babies, like a 3-year-old and a baby, an infant. I always would be like, what if I come home from work and my dinner's made and the baby's ready to nurse and the husband's wearing an apron, and I was like so happy to be home and be like, oh, I so loved it. Kiss back, honey, here's your lemonade. Oh, yeah, bless me. God really loves me. I don't want to be manipulative by higher power. It just says somewhere in the Bible that you get a wife, God is pleased with you. So sometimes I just think I'm not pleasing. I'm not being obedient. Or God tells me this person was supposed to be your friend, even if you aren't friends with this guy, or they have maybe on and off with this woman. Maybe that Bible study would have opened prayer channel, that maybe that would have strengthened both of your lives. Nothing to do with dating or intimacy except for friendships or communities with people with the same beliefs and the same higher power and the same biblical book, or religious faith book. So that's where I wanted to go with that, was talking about the fatal attraction and then kind of recapping on the Venus stuff you read in Wikipedia. It's kind of slutty. And I'm sorry, I was reading it last summer, not the summer of 2017. But because, like, if you're a person that follows Paul, the New Testament of being single, doing the work of God, you can go to groups, you can make sandwiches for the kids, you can not be having sex and getting pregnant and having the baby be your priority. Even if you want a baby, especially for a female that's over 40, you lose your opportunities. But you go and you can talk to groups. You can go to Puerto Rico and teach a class. You can go to Texas and help clean up the mess. All of this stuff that you can do. And it's like, um, I don't know how to say it. Like, oh, my daughter asked for something from Fred Meyer. I forgot to get it. Oh, I should go back and get it this weekend. I don't think I'm going to go. I was like, oh, do I work Saturday? No, I don't. So I have to go get stuff Saturday. But, the big thing was that fatal attraction. And then I was like, I was a little bit of ego. Oh my god, I keep telling everyone I've never dated anyone. I've never had friends. And I don't celebrate my birthday unless if I choose to celebrate by myself. But it gets so... But for years in medical school, that was always a test day for some reason. And sometimes it's Columbus Day observed. So it's like I had to throw in there that I have had some interactions, that I had some people I talked to on the phone. I have to say that I can go to a group for my recovery in different parts of the city and see people that I've known over the years or new people I've seen. And I can meet people and text them and say, let's hook up, meet up at a meeting, whether it's male or female, usually it's female. So it's not a completely like, oh my god, you're unlikable. Like, I don't necessarily, just because I talk for an hour on my video doesn't mean that anyone's gonna listen to me for an hour unless they're trying to fall asleep, and then that I would be a really good person because you would just be like, what? Huh? You're still talking? Yeah, I'm still talking. So it's like, I think it's just like that. The big thing with me, I will tell you, from some people new in recovery, they will say, what do you do? Well, I'm a doctor. Oh, you already work. I work for myself. Okay, I'm a doula. Well, I don't really have any clients, so don't worry about that. But I had to keep up with the stuff that you need to keep your certification or get your certification, blah, blah, blah. And what else? Okay, I run 2 stores. Okay, one doesn't make any money, but it's supposed to be a family business. The other one breaks even, which is not losing money. You may lose a few pennies, but it's not losing as much of my medical bill. Okay. Then they don't listen anymore. Then I volunteer, and then I'm a single parent, and then they're like, wow, I wanted you to help me, or I wanted you to be my sponsor, but you're too busy. I know you're too busy. I'm like, dude, I'm a really energetic person, and I like to socialize, and I like to hang out, and I like to talk, and I like to I would like to go play golf, all this stuff. You know, I want to go to a show. I want to go see the ballet. I want to go to the circus. I want to go to the Oregon State Fair, all this stuff. And I have enough energy to answer my phone on a daily basis and sit down once a week to do stuff like that's not a problem for me. I'm gonna say that right now, like. But people would assume, they would say, wow, you're too busy. I'm going to find someone who's more available. I had people from my clinic say the same thing. I need someone with better availability. I was like, you don't understand. If you really get to know me, my schedule online is not the same as, I don't want to go to my office at 10 at night, but I might do a house call at 10:30 or 11 at night, right? Because I'm closer to home and closer to, like, not having to drive far while I'm tired. It's easier to walk or travel close. For midwifery, that didn't always matter. You can't decide where the client's going to live. So people would assume. So that's one of the things they would assume. People have a lot of stereotypes. I grew up in predominantly white town, and I wanted to not look at color for a while. I said, why is there race and why is there color? And then I discovered some things. Like, my family was, like, super real articulate and really, like, well-mannered out in public, not necessarily behind closed doors, and, like, super, like, oh my god, I gotta clean this and put food away. Like, there was these manners, like, oh my god, I have to wash my clothes every time I want to take a shower, do this and do this, like, clean my nails, polish. Like, there was this, like, etiquette that was really, really militant, like, as far as, like, cleanliness, not necessarily clutter, but cleanliness. I'm not those things, because you come from someone, like, say you're like, oh, we're vegetarian Christians, but they beat you and rape you on a daily basis. It's like, you might not want to be a Christian or vegetarian, because those are the people that say, look at me, to the community, I'm caring for the animals, and I'm caring for, I have the window shut, and I'm burning incense, and I'm like, dude, I'm about to, like, and you have to follow God's. If God wants you to be a Christian, I'm just using as an example, in a vegetarian, then you gotta follow God's will for your life, His will for your life, and it's not about, I made my own smoke, guys. You'll be happy to know. But it's like, you just feel like why would you want to be anything like these people? So, like 15 minutes after dinner was made, it was back in the fridge because they were like, it's gonna rot. So then, when my mom died, it was like we lived outside. We didn't have any refrigerator, and we'd leave meat out overnight. We'd leave milk out overnight. Like, so, like, my parents were really into grammar and speaking well. And I just started doing all my grammar wrong. And I was sending manuscripts to magazines. They're like, this person didn't even know how to read. And I was being cocky. And if they said don't get tattoos, I get tattoos. If they said don't get 3 piercings, I get 3. Because it's like, these are people that beat you and say it's not okay to get tattoos. It's not okay to keep getting your ears pierced. It's not okay to leave food out. It's not okay to speak with poor grammar. It's not okay to not go out with pantyhose and shiny shoes and iron pants and iron blouses. And, and these people, you want to do everything the opposite of them. And it's like, we didn't even use the toilet on a toilet. It's like, if these abusers use a toilet and toilet paper, you don't want to use toilet and toilet paper. And I literally didn't, when I was homeless, I didn't have a toilet, or I don't think I owned a single sheet of toilet paper. And it's like, these people say you have to do your hair every night and wash it this many days, and do this and do this. Then I didn't do my hair. My hair actually ended up breaking off after my mom died, and after my daughter was born. And it's like, if these people say you have to wash your car once a week and get an oil change, you just, like, you don't want to wash your car, you don't want to get an oil change. But then, like, God starts saying it's okay to get an oil change. It's okay to wash your car. It's okay to brush your teeth. It's okay to do your hair. It's okay to shine your boots. And you have to, like, realize that these people didn't invent this stuff. They did it as narcissists to look good on the outside because they're so dirty and felt so nasty on the inside. But I spent probably from 1990 something